because I said if I didn't listen to you,
Right.
I would still have my life, my wife.
Wow.
But if it wasn't for you, I would still be living a lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Welcome to another episode of the Brothers Who Talk.
Brothers Who Talk.
With Terry and AD. This podcast is about men talking about everyday shenanigans, the stuff that makes us mad, to the topics that concern why in the world do these guys have a podcast. Let's get to it.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Brothers Who Talk podcast. I'm laughing because he is being silly today, and he's been picking at me all morning. I don't know why, but before we came on camera, he's just digging at me because I need the music to get started for the end. You know, it's a whole story, but we'll get into it, man. So welcome to another episode. We are in season 2. This is episode 3.
Yes, 3.
Episode Trey of the Brothers Who Talk season 2.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for joining. Anybody who's listening to us, we want to thank you guys for supporting and listening to us. We really do appreciate it. We're growing every day. We're growing every season. Make sure you join. Yeah. Make sure you join the Patreons. You get some of these outtakes because we be clowning for real. Y'all don't think we don't. It's not always business. We always cut up a little bit. So definitely check it. So, AD, like we do on every broadcast, sir, how was your week so far?
It's been interesting. It's been pretty good. Can't complain. We're still in our 30-day challenge, intentional love challenge. So
when did that start?
I started 3 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago.
We almost done with that?
Yeah, we stopping at right before Valentine's Day, the day before Thursday. So that Thursday will be the last day. So
what's that Bitly link again?
bit.ly 30-day love 2020. bit.ly 30-day love 2020. You should see it scrolling right at the top there.
You see that shameless plug we just did, y'all? See, we smart over here.
Yeah, that's how we do. Just roll on into it.
And it's okay. They're almost done with the challenge. It's a week to go, I think it is. If it's never too late, jump on, join the challenge. If you want to go back and start from the beginning, you absolutely can. Yeah, the bit.
It's gonna be up for a while. So yeah, you can start over.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do it. And there's a couple of them that's kind of risque. So if you guys are Mormons or prudes, y'all better be careful. You know. Right. But it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, AD, man, listen, there's so much going on in the world today, and of course, my section, which I love to talk about, is the news. So we're gonna talk about the news real quick. First item up for bids in the news today. First item up for bids. This is not the price right. I just talk about it for a second. Goes off to Mr. Mitt Romney, who's one of the Republicans who said no, he's guilty, and so he jumped party lines, and so he has a temporary invite to the barbecue because he did that. So Mitt Romney, if you listen to this, you are invited. Don't bring potato salad though. We won't eat it because we don't know. We don't know where it came from. Y'all be putting cherries and raisins and stuff in there. So, yeah. So Mitt Romney jumped party lines and decided to vote guilty Donald Trump, but still was acquitted. And so now, AD, I have to ask you, what do you think DC will now change because of this?
I think he's gonna get extra arrogant. I feel like he's gonna continue to do the same thing. But the funny thing was, I wish I wrote her name down. One of the ladies that was on the fence, she was like, she's not gonna vote to impeach him because she felt like he has changed his ways. He's repenting. I'm gonna look the senator up. I'm gonna actually, you know what? Y'all gonna get an extra treat. I'm gonna throw the vocals up there as an edit into this podcast.
The news alleges the president, quote,
will remain a threat to national security and the Constitution if allowed to remain in office. Are you confident that the president won't seek foreign assistance again?
I believe that the president has learned from this case.
What do you believe the president has learned?
The president has been impeached. That's a pretty big lesson. I'm voting to acquit because I do not believe that the behavior alleged reaches the high bar in the Constitution for overturning an election and removing a duly elected president.
But the president says he did nothing wrong. Why do you think he learned something?
He was impeached, and there has been criticism by both Republican and Democratic senators of his call. I believe that he will be much more cautious in the future.
So do you believe the president's actions were criminal?
I do not. In the actual articles of impeachment, there are no accusations that the president broke the law.
Now the news.
I mean, and
Right.
it's crazy.
Right.
And so, of course, President McPatty, they have a breakfast this morning, and he slams Mitt Romney for voting for guilty. And so, politics is the same. People love Trump because he stands for the little guy. I don't know, but I got some people on my timeline that I'll be reading their stuff, and I'm like, y'all stupid. I kind of want to, but allegedly,
Right.
shout out to Lee Sweeney, allegedly, because I don't know. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Well, I'm not. I wish I can have a conversation with a Trump supporter, and they can tell me why the support is so strong.
Right.
After all that he has done,
Right.
with the sexual abuse charge and,
Right.
with the whole impeachment, I wish so if there's anyone listening to this podcast, which I'm sure it is,
Right.
if you're listening to this podcast, please reach out to us at thebrotherswhotalk@gmail.com.
Yes.
And I want you to send me an email. And I want you to tell me why you support Trump. Help me understand. Because here's the thing with people, with society as it is, I think that if we can sit down together and get an understanding.
Right.
Segue, that's kind of a shameless plug into his last topic on Periscope.
Right.
If we can sit down and get an understanding,
Right.
then society may be a little bit better. But because everybody's in their own stance, they're like, okay, I hate Trump because of this. I run with Trump because of this. But nobody has an understanding, and so we keep clashing. And I think that's so crazy. It's just like, for example, Sunday night at the Super Bowl, President Trump tweeted at 10:15 p.m. And thanked or congratulated the state of Kansas for the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. Now, we all know, who passed geography in high school, that Kansas City is in Missouri. You know what I'm saying? But we all know that. And so it was the thing. I'm sorry, go ahead.
But so if I was at my job and my boss didn't know where his own department was, telling me to put the kitchen stuff in the linen department, we would. I'm just saying, he's the president. He's over these states. These are his states.
Yeah.
You know that. You know that, right? These are his states.
And so I posted the tweet. This is what happened. I posted the tweet.
Yes.
And I had some folks that I work with that are Trump supporters. And, of course, I have people that are non-Trump supporters.
Right.
And so when I posted the tweet, the Trump supporter came on and said, "Oh, that's not what it said. This is the original tweet." And he screenshot it and put the tweet in the comments.
Right.
But if you look at the timestamp, he made the mistake first, caught it, and then changed it. And so, just so you guys that are listening and watching, that be under the clear understanding that Trump made the initial mistake at 10:15, thought about it, and changed the tweet. So that's why I was right.
What I'ma say is, it's okay for your man that you support to mess up, to do crazy stuff, because like with Obama, like when he first got into office, remember the beer summit when his friend got arrested by a cop who thought he didn't live there, black guy, and I didn't totally agree with how he handled that. It should have been a little harder. Like, he should have stood up there and made a point like that. Hey, represent us for like one moment, just black folks, say something, So if your man does something you don't agree with, it's fine. Like we have bosses and managers. You're my homeboy. You gonna do stuff that I'm not gonna agree with. That I'm now. Granted, I'm not gonna shout you out in public. I'm gonna roll up to your ear like, "Yo, son, that was wrong." Because we've had these situations where, exactly. But I'm not gonna shout you out in public. But we're in the public spectrum. Like, you know what? Yeah. He was wrong. He was wrong. But he's still a great president. If you want to stick to your narrative, it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes. So that's my thing.
Whatever your narrative is. I mean,
right.
But I really, 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 honest to God, want to have a for real sit down powwow with a Trump supporter, right, who is not going to be argumentative. If you're going to be argumentative, if you're going to email me and tell me, hey Terry, I think you suck. I think we support Trump because of this. If you're going to be argumentative with me, don't email me. Yeah,
we just want facts.
But if you can sit down and we gotta do it on camera. I mean, we can do it on Facebook Messenger 1-to-1. And I just want to know, what is the reason why you support Trump and why we go so hard in the paint for somebody who we know who has divided this country more than any other president in history. But that's neither here nor there. So make sure you email me at brotherswhotalk@gmail.com, and that way we can get that conversation popping and cracking. Speaking of the Super Bowl, we're going to talk about next up. Let's talk about Jay-Z and Beyonce. This guy is catching so much flack for sitting at the Super Bowl and for the national anthem. Listen, Miss Tommy Lauren, not shout out to her. Tommy Lauren, who is a avid snowflake who loves Trump, and hates everything black, put out a tweet or a story someplace, where she says, Jay-Z, former crack addict, a drug dealer, whatever, rapper, and he sat out for the national anthem again, in a country where he's got millions of followers and millions of dollars. He should go someplace else. And they kill me with always go someplace else. If you don't like it here, go somewhere else. Have a seat. Okay? Right. So Jay-Z went on the Breakfast Club this morning, I think it was, and explained he's at a conference at Columbia University, and he stated or told the people why he was sitting at the national anthem. Now we all know that Jay-Z is a part of the NFL, right? He was producing the Pepsi or the whole show, right? The national anthem, the halftime show, the whole 9 yards. So as him and Jay-Z and Beyonce was sitting, they were in, according to Jay-Z, this is just what he said, quote, Jay-Z said, quote, we were sitting as artists. We was in artist mode when they were sitting, because they were watching, because who sung? Yolanda sang America the Beautiful, and then Demi Lovato came right behind her and sung the national anthem. So they just wanted to make sure that everything went through without a hitch or without a mess up. So they were in full artist mode when they caught the picture of him sitting at the national anthem. So he said avidly, I am not, it's not a protest. I was not protesting at all. So just to get that record clear that he was not protesting. Jay-Z said himself when he first sat down with the commissioner of football, he told him, Roger Goodell, we're over the protesting. We're done with that. Let's move on to something else. And so Jay-Z wouldn't protest after he said we're not protesting anymore. So that's that. But on another level with this picture, if you look at the picture closely, there was a white couple sitting 3 rows down that were also sitting at the national anthem. So let's call them up and find out why they didn't stand for the national anthem. I'm just saying, you want to bash Jay-Z
Right.
and Beyonce because they're famous and celebrities.
Right.
But there's another couple sitting 3 rows down who have better seats apparently.
I'm about to say, and if they're sitting that close, they are somebody's.
They gotta be somebody.
Somebody's of somebody's. Yeah.
Let's call them up and say, hey,
Right.
why
Right.
are you singing a national anthem?
Right. Right.
Let's get everybody involved here. So that's
Right.
what's going on with that. And so, like I say, he went to Columbia University. Was at a conference. He clarified that and the reason why he did not stand up at the national anthem. AD, let me ask you this, and you can ask me the same thing. When you go to a function that's playing the national anthem, do you stand or sit?
All right. So this happened. So I, we have Brother Legacy, and we go into schools. So I was at a school meeting, and it was during the school day. So it came to that point, and I had forgotten all about that. Like it wasn't a mental thing. I wasn't thinking about it because had I thought about it, I might have found my way to excuse myself out of the room or something. Because because they did the Pledge of Allegiance, the Pledge of Allegiance, and I don't know. I guess the older I get, the more I'm learning, the harder I struggle with pledging allegiance. And I know there's military, and respect to y'all military, because I know they go hard for America, and I appreciate you protecting the country. It's just it's just the foundation of how we run and how we became who we are. Right. and keeping it real, how we continue to stay who we are in the world. So I have some issues with that. So I struggle with it. So I stood, but I didn't put my hand over my heart, because the superintendent's there. I was like, well, it is what it is, because growth of Brother Legacy will be based on the superintendent of the school district, so I stood because I was like, I'm already standing. I was like, but I didn't put my hand over my heart. I struggle with it. So I'll say that. So if you catch a picture of me with my hand over my heart, obviously I made reconciliation. You know what I'm saying? I've what did they say? Evolved. So, but that's kind of my stance.
That's I'm with
for you. How do you feel? You same thing?
I'm the same thing. I don't go to many events here in Idaho anyway because I'm black. So I don't go out like that. And so when I do go out, what I found myself loving is car racing.
Okay.
And so during the summer, they have a racetrack down the road here. And they have it's a small track for NASCAR, and I'll go out there and I'll watch the races on Saturdays. And they play the national anthem,
right?
And I don't stand at all. I will sit. I don't kneel or anything. I don't do anything crazy, but I'll just sit there and just kind of wait for it to be over. Right. Okay. And so I don't do it. Nobody has ever asked me, "Are you okay?" I mean, because you got to understand, I'm the only black man in these stands. So I'm sitting there at the national anthem, and people are looking. I do get I feel the heat from the eyeballs. I promise. But it's like, no, I don't care.
Right.
I'm not gonna do it. But I don't stand either. Simply for the same reason. My wife understands because my wife is Caucasian. Those of you who don't know, that the first time listeners, my wife is Caucasian. So, and my kids are mixed, and it's like she understands why. And there's been a couple times where she sat with me, just out of unison. So it's a preference. It's a choice. I mean, we can still do it as far as a protest, or you can just do it for personal reasons, to say I just don't believe. I was talking to one of my coworkers the other day, and he was like, I don't understand why you don't stand for the national anthem. I said, well, good sir, do you know the first line of the national anthem? He said, of course, everybody does. What about the second stanza? Did you read it? You know it?
Right.
Yeah, of course. I think I read that before. How about that third one? What about that third stanza? You say, what third stanza? Whoa, what third stanza? I need for you to go ahead and get educational. I need you to catch that.
Educated, just right.
Let me go ahead and educate you real quick. So I went ahead and pulled up on Google on my work computer, and I read the stanza to him. And when I read the stanza to him, he was like, no wonder they don't sing that. The light bulb.
Let me go and sit back down.
Yeah, the light bulb came on in that moment. It was like, oh my god!
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, but it's a personal choice. Everybody does it differently. People protest in their own way. For me, it's not a protest. It's just my personal feelings.
Right.
So
Right.
just so everybody knows that.
Yeah.
All right, so
Let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling.
All right.
Yes.
So now the best part of this show.
You know what? I got my notes. And I got something else that I'm really upset at. But yeah, let's. I'm gonna just roll. I'm just gonna take over and roll.
Tell them why you're mad, bro.
There we go.
Sound effects. So yeah.
Right. Okay. So, all right. So this is how in the Sam Hill did Rush Limbaugh get that Medal of Honor? How?
That shouldn't
How?
surprise you. That shouldn't
How?
surprise you.
Rush Limbaugh?
Yeah, that shouldn't surprise you.
Come
at all,
on,
bro.
yo. Come on. Come on. I'm gonna put this. Come on,
I know.
man.
Yeah, I just would say I know.
But I was like, Rush Limbaugh?
Rush
So,
Limbaugh.
All right.
Rush
So I'm
Limbaugh.
gonna
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You had to know it was coming, right?
eventually, right? Yeah, but at
Yeah.
least, yo.
You should have known it was coming, bro. You should have known.
Listen, well, I'm gonna keep it real. I thought when Trump got in office, he was gonna have a job. Like he was gonna have some high position, like some real position. More than likely, Trump didn't tap his shoulder for something because he's like, yo, I need you still out there defending me of all my crap. You know, like I need you out there with your show. He's like, I'm gonna shoot you some money. I'm sure you shot him some money, but he's like, I need you out there talking that junk, keeping my good name up. You know, because people still following. Because if I pull you in, then you got to put somebody else, and they're not gonna beat you. You know, so
Exactly.
I'm sure he's taking care of him a different way, but it's like I can't give you a job because I need you out there doing what you've been doing for the last 50 years, talking junk, talking smack. So
Yeah.
as my man used to say, hush bimbo. That's what he called him. Hush
bimbo. That sounds about right.
Right?
That
All right,
sounds about right.
that's what I've been mad at. Like, not in length. I ain't gonna go into a whole bunch of stuff, but yeah, the Rush Limbaugh thing. I was looking like, because I seen it after, like I seen the news. I was just like, like,
Yeah, they shouldn't have. Yeah.
I was like, come on, Trump, come on, man. All right,
Come on now, dog.
so before we roll into our main topic, you know, we're gonna take a quick poking me in the eye or something.
No, man. I'm over here. I'm messing around.
Stop playing with stuff. That's what
I know.
you do.
I'm sorry. That's what you do.
That's what I'm gonna tell you a story during break time. Listen, we're gonna take a quick pause for the calls. You know, we got some bills to pay and we got some advertisers that you definitely need to check out. So we're gonna take a quick pause right here, and then we'll be right back.
And welcome back. We're back from commercial break. You know how you guys love those commercials, man. We know gotta pay those bills because if we don't pay them, we ain't on the air. You know, we don't. This stuff is expensive. You know, these greens, this green screen, this here mic, all this stuff that we do, the program we run, it's expensive. We gotta pay the bills. All right, so we are going to get into the meat of the podcast today, the meat of this particular the gathering of saints, as it were, on this podcast today. And the topic today is, why are men not present in church?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of ladies that are going like, okay, why ain't y'all never around? Why can't we find a good praying man in the church? Okay. Right. So, and I'm going to kick this off, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I think men are not present. It's because men are sensitive creatures, right? We're sensitive creatures. Mm-hmm. And they always say that women are sensitive creatures or emotional creatures, but it's so that, you know what I'm saying? So I will give you guys a story real quick. And AD, when you get ready to edit this, my screen's gonna look a lot smaller on this section. I'm not sure why. Okay. But yeah. But anyways,
it's all good.
This is life. This is life, y'all. But this is how you do it when you're podcasting.
Right.
So I was in the ministry once to where the men in the church were belittled by the shepherd of the house, and he always uplifted the women, which women should be uplifted. I'm not saying that he was wrong for uplifting the women, right? But in the same breath, though, would belittle the men. Now we're talking about married couples. We're not talking about just men and women in general in church. These are married couples that he's splitting and bashing. Wow. And God said for you to do this. Right. So a lot of men that I know of, that I run with in the circle that I run with they're fearful. Because if I go to a church and I may not be on a spiritual level as some of the other men of the church. Right. You know, I don't want to be down talked. Right. Or belittled because I don't have the same prayer life as my pastor or my deacon even. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of men aren't present in the church. I think, AD, is because they're fearful. I was one of those guys. I skipped out of church because I knew my game wasn't where it needed to be. So I didn't want to be looked at as he ain't got no power. He ain't got no prayer life, you know, and that's the kind of thing that was going on in the church that I was in. And so I think we was talking off camera before we came on, right? And he was saying about how women are always uplifted, and how the church keep single women single. It's because one of the things I think that pastors do is that they use this. They say, well, if he ain't your Boaz, or if he, yeah, right. If he want, he might not be your Boaz, but he wanted your ass. But anyway, it's another story altogether. And so it's like, well, if he can't do this for you, sis, then you don't need to be with him. And I think it was complicated. It was really complicated, and he would just beat up on. I mean, I've seen personally with my own two eyes where he bashed one man, and I'm not gonna call his name, but he literally split up. He literally broke up his husband and wife. Wow. And he kept telling the wife, who was a leader in the church, and so was he. It was on leadership. Right. And so he repeatedly told her how much of a man he wasn't. Wow. And I wasn't, and she divorced him. Wow. She divorced him. Behind it. I mean, I'm not sure what kind of man he was outside of church. I mean, we hung together once or twice. Wow. We were like buds. But yeah, I mean, I saw that personally, where he bashed that man to bits. Wow. And she divorced him. Wow. So the answer to that question, why men aren't present, is because they're fearful. Wow. Some men are fearful. Gotcha.
So I I agree, and I have a little bit of a different perspective, based on my journey. I've not joined a church that was kind of different to men. I've seen, some churches you can kind of see it in the men and see how they react. And it depends on, sometimes a pastor, sometimes a woman pastor, and that the woman pastor, that kind of has an effect as well. But I think, it's sometimes the accountability factor. Like the church I'm currently in with Pastor McCory, Solomon's Temple. Shout out to Solomon's Temple in Riverdale, Riverdale, Georgia. Let me be clear.
I'm gonna get that one day. I promise.
I think it's he holds men accountable. Now he is a man himself, and he's quick to tell you that he's flesh, and he tries and he does all he can to always stay in the will of God, but he's still flesh, and we make mistakes and we do things. But it's the accountability factor, right? So I think sometimes men don't want to be held accountable. I think sometimes men don't come to church because they don't want to be held accountable. I think sometimes men don't want to take up the responsibility of really leading the household. And then sometimes I think they don't understand what leading is. And what I mean by that, I think it's more pressure than they know they really have the ability to do. Like, you could do it, dude. You can lead. Just stay consistent. Because a lot of times women get lost because you're not consistent. You're not in position where they thought you were. Like you said, you're gonna do this. So once that confidence begins to drop, it's hard to lead because I can't trust that you're going to do this because you're not in position. So I think a lot of times, and with church, there's consistent positions like deacons and ushers and things of that nature that sometimes with men, they may not feel like they up for the responsibility, and then, coming to church and I have to be consistent and accountable to being there. And then, of course, it's the fearful of being perfect. Feeling like I got to have it all together. And in fact, going to church is helping you get it together. The more you're there, the more you're connected with like-minded folks. And I always, we know God is able. We know God does miracles. We know the greatness of what he does spiritually, right? A lot of times, let's focus on the physical. What happens mentally when you go to church? What happens mentally when you connect with the right people? You begin to learn the right things to do, the right responses. Because if you talk to another married guy that's like, man, I've been through it, I done messed some stuff up, let me show you what not to do. So you connect with like-minded brothers. And I think the churches have been so filled with women that married guys, they just like get lost. It's just they can't find their way. They don't know how to connect. Because we as men, what I realize, we need something to do. We have to have something to do. We can't just go. You can't expect us to just go every Sunday and just go. We need to do something. Like, we need to be given a job. We might not even want it, but the pastor's like, hey brother, can you do such and such every Sunday for me? That man will be there. Like, if he go to work, if he on time and go to work every day, when he give you his word that he gonna be here, he gonna come to church. At least he begins to come into the building and get the word, and he can begin to change. So I think that accountability thing and responsibility is like the biggest hindrance to men coming to church. So
I can go with that.
Yeah,
I can definitely go with that.
Because I know that, and listen, I know, just like anything, and I say franchises of the Church of Christ, everybody runs their franchise differently.
Our franchise, yeah.
Right.
This is everybody Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A, right.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, unlike Chick-fil-A, where like pretty much 90% to 99% of all of them run exactly the same, and you get that same great service, and you get filled and fed correct. Some of them are a little janky. Some of them are janky. And
some of us are going to Popeyes when we should be going to Chick-fil-A.
Right.
That's what you're saying. I got you.
No, or worse, you going to church's chicken.
Oh, and see, that's a sermon right there. I wish Pastor Brian was here. That's a sermon right there.
Then you going to church.
Some of us are going right. You know, are you getting? And all of us who've been to Chick-fil-A, and see, and we talk about Chick-fil-A because I am a new lover of Chick-fil-A.
Right.
And it's all AD's fault, but nonetheless, we're not just here nor there.
Because wait, hold on, before you even go, he was like the pre-converted Paul, because he was like those dry sandwiches, those things.
Dry. I don't want that.
And then one day he was riding in his car.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Don't ever FaceTime your homeboy when you're going to get something to eat, right? So it's one morning I took the kids to school. I gotta tell the story, AD. I know it's crazy. I was going to work. I was taking the kids to school and dropped them off. I FaceTime AD. We normally FaceTime once a day, whatever. And I FaceTime him, and he was like, "Man, you should go to Chick-fil-A. You should get, the number 7. And if anybody go to Chick-fil-A, I know what the number 7 is. Is that chicken, egg and cheese, bagel." And I was like, "Man, if this thing sucks, we gonna fight." You know what I'm saying? And so, I ordered it, and I got it, and I pulled up in my driveway, and I sat there. I took my first couple of bites, and I was like, "No." I promise you, that is so. Shout out to Chick-fil-A.
Yes.
Get your number 7.
Yeah,
chicken,
breakfast,
egg, and cheese. Breakfast, I'm telling you. Bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb.
Yes.
But anyway, back to the subject at hand here. Sorry about that segue. I totally agree with what you're saying about some men don't want the responsibility. Right. Because, and when you said it, it hit me dead in my spirit because I was that guy. When I was married the second time. And I've been married 3 times, just in case anybody's counting.
Shout out to Knuckle Head Chronicles. Knuckle Head Chronicles.
Knuckle Head Corner is coming up next. I'm telling you. The second marriage I was in, and we stayed in church. I mean, we went to several different ministries. But because of the man that I was, I didn't want to go to church because I knew I wanted up to par. Right. I knew I wasn't praying. I was cheating on my wife.
Wow.
So I wasn't finna sit there and go to church. Sit up there, praise, dance, Holy Ghost, shout. I'm cheating on my wife. Matter of fact, when I leave here, I'm gonna be with my side. That was the kind of dude that I was at that time.
Right.
And I was like, Lord, you gotta take this from me. And one ministry in particular, and he's on Facebook, Pastor Graham, Road to Damascus Church. He's now, I think him and his wife divorced, and he moved back to Jersey, and so he started his church back online on Facebook. So y'all go check him out. Shout out to Pastor Graham. He does the gospel hip hop. He's pretty dope. Nonetheless, he was the only pastor that was absolutely real with me. And he said to me, "Terry, you're a punk." I mean, he put me in his office, and he said, "You're a punk," and not being disrespectful to you,
right?
But that you know for real that you're a punk. Your wife and your kids need you, and you out here jamming.
Wow.
Now he knew.
Why?
Because I told him. I told him, I said, "Pastor, I'm stepping out." And he was like, "What are you thinking?" First of all, why'd you tell me? But I'm glad you did. So now that I can pray for you. And so when I told my wife that I was cheating on her and who I was cheating on her with, I lost her. She left me, of course.
Right.
And so for years, I blamed him.
Wow.
Because I said if I didn't listen to you, I would still have my life, my wife.
Wow.
But as I grew, as a man, I said, I need to call him up actually and thank him. Because if it wasn't for you, I would still be living a lie. You know what I'm saying? So you have to change your perspective of things. And so men don't want to change They don't want to change their perception. They
Right.
want to keep it as it is.
Right.
And so, I told you, I'm telling you, 100% agree with you when you say that.
Yeah.
That thing hit me dead in my.
Yeah.
I was like a
Yeah.
sledgehammer. I was like, okay, AD, that's why I don't like you. I'm going to cut you off, right?
Listen, I struggled. I struggled with that. Like, but I would drag myself to church. Like, even after I've done wrong, whatever I did, like I would be the dude in the back. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm just here for the word. Just let me be my thing. Let me just get to the house. That was my thing.
You pulling the Marshawn Lynch?
Right.
You pulling the Marshawn Lynch? I'm only here so I won't get fined. Yes.
Right. Jesus, Steve, I need to get a word. Jesus told me come in. Right.
Leave me alone. Yeah, I'm back here.
Yeah, man. So
I feel that deep down in my shondo.
Right. Right.
But yeah, that was, when I tell you though, that was a hard time in my life, because like I said, for years I hated him.
Wow.
For years, and he doesn't even know it. Like if I call him up and I say, "Hey, Pastor Graham, can I talk to you for a minute? I really need to talk to you."
Right.
He'd be like, "What?"
Wow.
I hated you. Like,
Wow.
we're not talking about dislike.
Right.
Like, I hated you because had I not listened to you,
Right.
I could have stayed married to my second wife. It would have blew up eventually because I was a terrible liar, right? But I listened to you, came clean, and she left me.
Right.
And so for years I was mad at him. But the same thing, but like I said, after the process, going through the process of rethinking everything, it came to my attention that I was really the knucklehead. That's why Knuckle Head Chronicles came about. And I had to change my perspective. My perspective was, had I not listened to him, I would still be living that lie, possibly.
Wow. Okay.
So men that are listening, women, if you know a man who needs to hear this, listen to me, fellas.
Yes.
Stop living the lie.
Right.
It will come back to bite you every time.
Right.
Every single time it's going to come back to bite you.
Now let me say this.
Jump on.
I get quiet. I know we're on the video, but we're on the podcast too. I want to get too quiet. I want that empty space. So the thing is, you don't want to keep living a lie. You want to live a life of peace. Because I know, that turning stomach feeling when that you're not, everything ain't right in your life, and you just want to be at peace. Right. So you gotta get out of stupid. Because I say that because I say that I've said that to myself, because and you'll hear my story of reconnecting with my lady, and I tell myself every day, like, don't do stupid. Don't do stupid, because because stupid starts with one decision. Stupid starts from Bertha with the big boobs inboxing you, and you looking like, she says hi, why you responding? You already see it's big Bertha with the boobs. You already know she like one town away. Why are you responding? Why are you responding? There's no reason to. Like, don't do stupid. Don't do stupid. You have an issue with alcohol, or just like smoking weed or something. Like, your homeboy always has that stuff with him. You need to stop hanging out with him, or stop hanging out with him when he has it. Just don't. We know the path of stupid. We know this decision right here is gonna lead me to stupid. This one right here, one right here, is gonna lead me to stupid. So we gotta stop doing stupid. Just stop doing stupid. Stop doing stupid. And going into ministry helps, right? So when you stop doing stupid and you begin to get the word, the good stuff starts compounding. So now you're starting to grow. Yeah. Because I feel like every time you do stupid, you take away a notch, and now you go back down, and you go back down, and you go back down, until you mess everything up, and you got to start all over. Yep. And then not do stupid again. And you go
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Let me piggyback on that.
Go ahead.
Because I did stupid for a long time. Right. Let me tell you what I did. This will give you guys a little bit of a backdrop and tell you a little bit of my story. But I want you to go to bit.ly/TSTV 2019 and pull up the link and check out Knuckle Head Chronicles. Anyhow, there was a time when I was cheating on my wife, on my second wife. Now we talking about doing stupid and how every time you do something stupid, it takes a notch away. That's what was going on with me. I was cheating on my wife, or it could be translated as karma too. It's kind of the same thing.
Right.
But I was cheating on my wife, and every time I cheated, did the physical act of cheating, God said, "I'm going to teach you something. Watch this." I had a job. I was working. I was looking for a job. Now I've always been a guy who always get a job, but this one particular instance in my life, God took everything. Because you want to be hard-headed. I got you. You want to keep doing stupid stuff? I got you. Watch this. So he took. I was working. I was unemployed for about a year, and every time I tried to go look for a job, I couldn't get one. Right? I couldn't get one. The interviews wouldn't go through, any of that. So I had a job at this place in Charlotte called TIAA Cref.
Oh, okay.
And that's the job. I went on the interview. It took me on the tour where I'll be working, showing my desk.
You're all excited, like
excited, right?
Yes.
So the person that I was cheating with, we had stopped, like doing the physical act of cheating. We stopped.
Okay.
And so God, that's why I believe I turned my ways. I thought I did. Turned my ways, and God let this opportunity come with TIA Craft.
Right.
Had the interview, went, did the drug test, did the background check, whole 9 yards. She called me up one night and was like, "Yo, can we talk?"
Lord of mercy.
I said,
Lord of mercy.
We can talk. What we gonna talk at our regular spot? I'm like, all right, that's trouble. I said, you know what?
See, right there. See, right there. Stupid call. Like, hey, exactly. let's do stupid at the stupid spot.
Let's do stupid.
And you said you hung up.
No, did I?
Oh no. Okay.
I went ahead and said, because I wanted to see her. That's kind of like this to give you guys a little bit of insight of the guy that I was. I was like, yes, I want to go see her. And so then, things happen. The very next day, God didn't wait 24 hours. God said, watch this, because you're so disobedient and you're so hard-headed. Watch this. TIAA Crab called me the next morning and said, we have to pull your application. We have to pull your job offer because of something on your background.
Wow.
Now, 24 hours later.
Wow.
So I know all about that pulling and playing and being stupid and taking stuff. And at the same time, I was trying to go to church, trying to be a leader in church. I'm tripping.
Right.
I'm tripping. I'm so wrong. I'm so off. Right. And God is like, what are you doing, son?
Right.
I'm giving you the opportunity to fix it, and you just won't.
Right.
So watch this. I'm going to take it all from you.
Right.
That's exactly what he did. Now, that I don't want nobody to be fearful. Oh my God, if I sin, he's gonna take everything. No. You gotta understand. What me is the difference. It was like that because I was so hard headed for so long. Right. And I called myself being a preacher, and I was actually doing sermons and went to a couple churches and did something. And God was like,
Right.
I shall not be mocked.
Right.
And he pulled everything.
Right.
The Holy Ghost that I had, the tongues that I had, he pulled it all. He said, I'm gonna take it from you. Now, if you wanna find out how bad and evil this world is, walk these streets without grace.
Right.
Baby.
Right.
Anybody in the ministry, anybody that's in the word, that's in the faith, that will tell you grace.
Right.
Keeps 99.9% of us alive every day. I promise.
Amen.
Walk this world with no grace and see what happens.
Right.
And you hear that old saying, you get the shield and you fight to get the fiery darts of the devil.
Right.
Try doing that with no shield. Try doing that with no grace. Those fiery darts hurt, but you lose everything. I lost a job. I lost my family. I lost my home. I lost my mind. I lost all of that in one swoop because I made one decision that lasted a minute and a half. Not telling on myself, but it's true.
I got you.
All of that, lost all of it.
in one moment, like
one moment.
Because honestly, that's when it comes to stepping it out. It ain't that long.
They don't take, I'm telling you, I didn't wait. He did not wait 24 hours. He was like, he had them jokers called me and was like, Mr. Little, we sorry.
Wow.
But we have to pull everything.
Wow.
And you know what it was? You know what I found out what it was later?
That what was it?
A speeding ticket.
Wow.
A speeding ticket. Something as small as a speeding ticket. Which
Right.
I wasn't driving anything with them.
Right.
What does that have to do with me not having? What did that have to do with anything?
Right.
It was a speeding ticket, and they said,
Right.
I was like, okay, I know that was God.
Right.
They took that from me. He was like, because no job would have not said no because it was a speeding ticket.
Wow.
That's the way it crumbles. That's the way it crumbles, man. Listen, I know about that. That doing stupid. Stop doing stupid.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the title of this podcast. About stop doing stupid.
I'm thinking that too.
Stop it. Stop it. Hey, you got anything else? If I get to
No. I want you to do Knuckle Head Chronicles. Listen. Before he starts, listen. He has a testimony and a story, and if you're not checked out Knuckle Head Chronicles, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're definitely going to see the link scrolling across, as well as you can click at the bottom, and it will be in the podcast notes, so make sure you click it. He has a huge testimony to share, and honestly, he has more of a testimony than I realized that you're going to get on the Knuckle Head Chronicles. And the folks that are signed up for Patreon, I'm gonna record. There's gonna be an extra segment because we're gonna talk about this ministry past that he keeps mentioning. So we're gonna definitely dig into that. But I'm gonna give him the space to share the Knucklehead Chronicles, and then we are Knucklehead. What do we say? Knucklehead Corner. Knucklehead Corner. I want to make sure,
moment,
right?
Whatever.
I'll
Little something.
Yes, and then we're gonna roll out of here. All right, let's hear it. What's going down?
So this is a brand new segment. This is something he just pulled on me before we went live today. But this is actually the Knuckle Head Corner. This is something that I try to give one piece of advice to help the young men out here who are really struggling. Okay, and the one nugget that I'm going to give you guys today is simply stay out of her DM. Stay out of her DM. Here's the problem. Social media is social media, right? So you got the women out here, they're on TikTok, they're on Snapchat, they're on OnlyFans.com on Twitter, and women are exploiting themselves more and more because they want to have that attention. They want to be looked at favorably. Now, in some areas, I mean, you have different shapes, sizes, colors, and they're all doing it. Fellas, stay out of her DM, okay? If she doesn't ask for you, if she doesn't send you a message first, if she doesn't come to you and say, hey, I'm interested, stay out of her DM. Don't send unsolicited penis pics. I'm sure she don't want to see that. If she's pretty, even if she can be pretty. If she's exploiting herself online, exploiting is a bad word, but if she's online and she has a certain site and she's showing a little extra skin or whatever, just because she does that doesn't mean she wants to see your pecker. So stay out of her DM. You know how much drama you can avoid by staying out of her DM? Because what women are doing nowadays, you guys, is that they're not screenshotting you. So if you jump in her DM and you got a woman and it's on your Facebook or whatever, promise you she's going to screenshot you and she's going to put you on blast. Listen, stop doing stupid like we discussed earlier. Stay out of her DM unless she asks you. Even if she does ask you, if you have a woman or a wife, don't go in her DM. Why are you in there for? Because all you're looking for is trouble. You remember back when we was little and your mama would say, I had a phone curfew. I don't know about you, AD. I had a phone curfew. And I couldn't have a phone call after 8:30, 9 o'clock. Right. And my mom used to say, I was like, well, Mom, why can't I have a phone call after 9 o'clock? She says, well, there's nothing open this late. but the convenience stores and legs. So why we stay out of trouble? And I'm like, Mama, quit it, you know. And it couldn't find out she was right a lot of the time. So you guys stay out of the DM. If she has not asked you to do, if she hasn't jumped in yours first, don't do that. Save yourself some trouble, because as soon as you pop that screenshot, then she a bitch. Excuse my French. You know, she want to be when you jump in her DM, bro. That's quit that. So stop being a knucklehead. Stop doing stupid. Stay out of her DM if she didn't ask you.
All right. Stay out the DM. Stay out of the DM. Stay out of it. Listen, it's funny that you say that. And the screenshots. When I was on Snapchat, like 4 years ago, like I was on there heavy, and so there was this one woman started. Her name was Thundercat Brown or something, and she started
alone.
right. She started she was getting the unsolicited D pics, and what she started doing was taking the D, taking pictures, and like this dude just sent me. And hold on. Then she got with some other ladies that were popular on Snapchat, and they formed a coalition and started sharing D pics and pictures like TTS. Yeah. So like you go to the next story, she'll show that same dude, and then she'll have a dude, and then from another chick there were like 4 dudes up there. Yeah, like these are the D pic dudes to this week, right? So yeah, I don't even know how do you even send. First off, I wouldn't send that to my lady. Like that's not that pretty. First, second, how you send it unsolicited? Like just sending a D pic.
She didn't even ask for it.
Randomly, just like, hey girl, how you doing? D pic.
and you know what's funny? It happens just like that. These guys. Let me tell you something. I was telling you the other week about on Twitter how Twitter has become a complete troll station. I'm not sure what's going on with Twitter, but they now have this, OnlyFans.com where all of these women are now being very pornographic. And even on Twitter, they're showing some of their pornographic videos and things of this nature. And I'm like, what happened to Twitter?
Blocking, like, what is
what
this?
Yeah,
blocking a lot.
So, I mean, and these are Lizzo type size women. And it's not the Lizzo. I love Lizzo. I'm just saying women of her stature. BBWs and, super BBWs. Right. And they're on here, and they curving cats.
Wow.
So it ain't like the pretty chicks, are getting all the play. The thick ones are too, and they curving dudes. And them the ones, see, we as guys think, oh, they're easy prey because they're, bigger.
Yeah.
And don't nobody want them. Please. They curving you first, and they going to screenshot your stuff. Right. And it's like, really? Like, you going to take my penis pic and put it on Twitter?
Wow.
How many hits to get? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys like that.
He's so stupid.
So it's like, stay out of there, man. Stay out of there. I'm telling you, it's danger.
Right.
Mr. Robinson, danger.
Danger. But listen, okay, so then we're gonna close. But the crazy part is, like, I always think any guy that does something, right, somewhere it must have worked before. That's how we thinking, like, so D pics must have been like how you just hey, D pic, and you got some play. I don't know, just because obviously because it's not working now for the most part, but I had to work at some point. So I always think about that, like someone must have liked D pics.
A D pic, man, is like saying what's up with your head nod. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what's up, D pic? You know what I'm saying? It's like.
Right.
But see, like you said, and I agree with that. What you said was, somewhere it works because there is someone who's like, ooh,
right.
And
Hercules.
You better be Hercules. And let me tell you something. And another thing, and we're gonna go for real. If you out here sending D pics, come on, man. If you're riding the short bus, don't send it. Because I'll just say, don't say something embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll say it, they're screenshotting, they putting you on the internet. You know what I'm saying? So if you're riding the short bus,
okay.
I'm just saying,
I'm gonna leave it alone. We gonna go. I can't. You go back and forth all day on this one. All right.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Bro Talk, man. I appreciate y'all. This has been season 2, episode 3.
Yes.
AD, man. Any closing remarks before we go, bro?
Stay out the DMs. Don't do stupid.
Stop doing stupid.
Stop doing stupid. Stop doing stupid. And respect the women. Respect the women.
Yeah.
You know, I know they're beautiful. I know you want to holler, or you may want more, or whatever. But respect the woman. You know, respect what she says. She says no is no, and let it be that. And just go take a cold shower with it. Sinbad say back in the day, you jump in the cold pool and you swim until the feeling goes away.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
So you yes. So just handle your business, man. You know, we got a lot. You know, it's a lot on us. We should be responsible leading our families. Don't stress yourself. Just do your thing, and just continue serving God, and just do your thing. And know that regardless of what you do, He's still forgiving. He's still forgiving. So just continue to go to church. Sometimes you got a limp in there. You know, you just drag your foot. Just go. Just go. Change will happen. All right? That's it.
All right. And my closing remarks is simply this. I'm going to echo what he just said. Stay out of her DM. Stop doing stupid. Listen, men, please, get back into the roles that God gave us.
Right.
The leadership roles that God gave us. We don't have to have it all together. We don't have to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? But as long as you are in a position, things can change. It's when you're out of position where you miss stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just like going to a sports event and they're throwing those T-shirts from the little gun or whatever.
Right.
If you are in a certain position, if you are in a certain seat, this is a good one. If you are sitting in the stadium, right now, you know the little short guns only go so far, right? So if you're sitting in the right section, you can catch that blessing. I'm just saying, you're in the right section.
That's how you shut it down, just like that.
If you see y'all in the right section, boom! Y'all have a good one. Peace out.
Yes.
Boom! I want to thank you for supporting the Brothers Who Talk. So listen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. 2 things I need you to do. Make sure you comment, tell us how much you love us, and like this page. Oh wait, another third, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribing to our podcast, no matter what platform that you're listening to. So the main thing is, I appreciate you even listening and making it this far. Next, what I need you to do is to hit that link right there. Go to the Brothers Who Talk Now, and be a part of our growth. Support our Patreon page, get some behind the scenes of all our shenanigans, and learn some things. We'll show you how we do our podcast and the equipment we use and how we hook things up. All right? So thank you so much for supporting. Have an awesome day. And again, thank you.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Brothers Who Talk. Brothers Who Talk with Terry and AD. Check us out again next week, where we bring you a steaming helping of common sense, laughs, and advice. We can be found on any podcasting platform, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We're also on milehighradio.com, Saturdays at 12 Eastern. See you there.